Stevie Richards. He went on Nitro right after he left here, and he did the thing where he folded his arms.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, did his little Taz imitation.
Yeah, well, I think he did that because in Asbury Park, I was like running him down and shit, saying he was carrying Scotty's bags, and well, Scotty has somebody else to carry his bags now. So, Stevie, you know, I mean, I guess that was his receipt or whatever, and I called him up on the phone, and I said, yeah, that was pretty funny. I didn't see him do it, I heard about it. So it's pretty funny. I heard you do it. He goes, yeah, you know, well, you know, I didn't mean nothing by it. I'm like, yeah, won't do it no more. He's like, huh? I'm like, don't do that no more. You know, never again will you do that. Okay? You know, and then he was like, you know, I had words with him. I put Stevie in his place, and that was it. You know, when Stevie worked here, Stevie to this day probably thinks that I didn't like him, and that wasn't the case. Because if I didn't like Stevie, I wouldn't have tried to help him and talk to him and criticize him as much as I did. See, if I don't like someone, it's just like, I completely blow him off. You know, nothing. There was a guy who used to work for our company that I did that to. I tried to help twice, didn't get nowhere with him or me, and I just didn't like him. Non-existent to me. No need for me to say his name. If he wasn't still currently working, I would. Even though this is a shoot interview. Sorry, Rob. So, but Stevie, you know, I mean, I try to help Stevie a lot. You know, I was honest with Stevie about a lot of different things and gave my opinion to him about a lot of different things. And he probably thinks I was just picking on him, and I really wasn't picking on him. You know, and I told Stevie that just when he left ECW, because of his neck or whatever, when he came back to November to Remember in Pittsburgh, I just sat down, had a long talk with him.
Yeah.
You know, because I almost kicked the shit out of him in that locker room.
I remember.
Yeah, you heard about it. Yeah. So I mean, he just, you know, he came back and just was said to one of the younger guys, hey, go get me this and go get me a T-shirt, and go get me that, and I'm like, whoa, you've been gone, being a big WCW star, and now you're gonna come back to my locker room and be giving orders, motherfucker? You ain't giving orders to anybody. And I put him in his fucking place at a live pay-per-view about 10 minutes before we went on air. Yeah. You know, and then he realized he had heat, you know, and I wasn't gonna fucking take it. He didn't tell me to go get him a shirt, but he told one of the guys. And, you know, and then Stevie and I talked, and it seemed like we worked everything out. And then 2 weeks later, he fucked up again. So, you know, and I talked to him again, and that's the last I seen of Stevie.